me, Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. I just recorded a video from CBR.com, which is a piece of garbage website, talking about how the Doctor Who and She-Hulk share a sexist backlash. Well, I'm surprised they didn't put Lord of the Rings in as well, because people are convinced beyond convinced it's not awful, right? When I say people who haven't seen it, anybody who hasn't seen it, they are convinced beyond convinced it's not awful. It's great, and if you don't like it, it's because you don't like women. No. This review is going to prove the exact opposite. You know, Lord of the Rings, somewhat of a rich world already built for you. You could do a lot in there. You could tell new stories. You could tell old stories. There's so much lore that you could really get to. And it's a lore that's beloved, right? Absolutely beloved. It's a lore that the people making it just couldn't care less about, right? Just could not care less about the what Lord of the Rings is. And I'm, all the details I don't know. I'm not a big Tolkien buff, but I'm reasonably sure, that when Tolkien first wrote Galadriel, he didn't write her to be an insufferable cunt, right? I don't know. And this week's episode, we got a lot of the fat black dwarf woman, because for some reason they're showing off a bit of thigh with her. Why? Why are we seeing her chunky legs? It's like none of this works, right? Nothing works. Also, if you're a subterranean species, as dwarves are, doesn't that make it hard to have a lot more sunlight, making black skin pigmentation? No, forget science. Science doesn't matter unless you're a science denier, which means you're denying any bullshit the people who make Lord of the Rings want to say. So, what I'm trying to say is we've got another episode of Lord of the Rings. And it just remains awful. It gets worse and worse and worse. And look, their biggest problem, I was going to say is Mordred Clark, Galadriel, who's awful in the role, right? Has no screen presence whatsoever. Is just kind of angry and stompy and huffy, making weird decisions over and over again. I don't know why that's supposed to be endearing to anyone. Right, I do not understand, but apparently it is. And now we got we didn't get the Parfoots this week. Thank God. Oh God, there's nothing about this that isn't awful, right? There's nothing about this where you go, oh man, they've knocked that one out the bloody park. No. It's all garbage, right? It's all unwatchable garbage that cost $1 billion, made by incompetent morons who should know better, but they really don't. Why don't they know better? Because they're all incompetent morons, right? How do I know they're incompetent morons? I've watched Lord of the Rings, The Power of the Ring. Even the title is shit. Lord of the Rings, The Power, the Rings, The Power. Who gives a shit? It's all awful. And it has nothing to do with Tolkien whatsoever. With that said, we're about to review a new episode. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? I went over this on a live stream last night. Thankfully, I'm feeling a little bit better after riding the Rona Highway for a long time. Oh, man, it's good to have a little bit of energy back again. But yeah, during this review, I realized that I didn't feel like I wanted to die. So there you go. So there's swings and roundabouts. Then I started watching Lord of the Rings, and I gave up the will to live again. It's just awful, okay? It's just awful. It's not me that made it awful. I'm watching going, man, that is shit. Because it is. Because it absolutely is. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are very helpful, especially right now. There's the election coming up in America in a couple of months, which means channels like mine get shadow banned and hidden and taken down. All that is probably going to happen. So if you can sign up my Substack, firstly, like, share, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. That really, really helps me. But if you can sign up my Substack, an email newsletter, link in the video notes there. Fantastic. It's free. And I send out a bunch of stuff with it as well, right? That'd be fantastic. If you want to sign up my paid Substack, even more fantastic. Even more fantastic. That'd be fan-dabby double dozy. What is not fan-dabby double dozy? The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power, which we've got 5 seasons of this shit. Really? Man, it's bad. It's just so insanely bad. Anyway, let me hand over to me from last night. Yeah, make sure it's got black dwarves in it with chunky legs, because, the kids love a bit of black dwarves with chunky legs. Oh, man. Can't get a bloody enough of it, right? So everything about this show is shit, right? Everything about the show is shit. Oh, you saw the trailer for What's Up to Your Mind? Yeah, I saw that as well. It looks really nice. And it's all desperately looking for an identity, because they were terrified of going with the identity that they had, which was Lord of the Bloody Rings. So they're like, it's just crap. Okay, all of this is derivative, chasing Game of Thrones, chasing Game of Thrones, and it's just shit, right? It's painful shit. And like, we got to do Game of Thrones with different. Oh, I haven't said that. I don't like House of the Dragons titles, frankly. Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. Now, I may forget quite a few important things about this episode, because it's utter garbage, right? It's utter garbage. Let's see what these showrunners have done. I'm intrigued. 1 second. Because it always amazes me. Let's go back to IMDb. The Rings of Power. 1 second, share screen. J.D. Payne and Adam McKay. I mean, because it's always bears pointing out like how awful these people are. How would you rate Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power? And you're lucky you got that. Okay, fine. Right, I remember I looked them up last week because they'd done nothing, right? They've done absolutely nothing. Filmography. Lord of the Rings, that's it. Look at this. I mean, I don't get it. $1 billion bloody dollars. Like, you better have pictures of Jeff Bezos eating babies or something, right? God. Let me see that picture. Let me see the picture of competence. Yeah. Oh, look at us. We got a job that we shouldn't have. It's 100% who they are. Look at them. And they're all very white men, aren't they? I mean, so much of diversity, right? I mean, like, where's the diversity behind the camera? None whatsoever, right? None whatsoever, because they're full of shit. They're like the people from Martha's Vineyard. They're just all full of shit, right? So the shit starts. Oh God. Oh. Again, if you're going to do a show about heroism, right, about heroes being heroic, right, if you're going to do that, maybe understand heroism, right, and femininity and masculinity are different things, and pretend that they're both exactly the same. Not say women can't be heroes, not say men can't be heroes, but the heroism in both is intrinsically different. So here she's being super feminine. She's got a thing where they're blessing the babies of Numenor. Oh God! And every time I think of a name that's in Lord of the Rings, the Power of the Ring, I just think of Maldrin Clark saying it in a completely unconvincing, breathless way, right? Every freaking time. So she's blessing the children. Oh, being so maternal. Now, apparently, they could have gone with a few different rulers of Numenor, but they went with the black one because I don't know why. Just random happenstance. Anyway, this is an important plot point, but you wouldn't know it, right? Again, there's so much stuff I find out are like Easter eggs after watching it. I had no idea about. So they got this tree, and if it blows leaves, right? If it blows its white leaves, it's a bad sign, right? And then because of that, you see a big flood coming. Oh no, flood coming! Whoa, Numenor's going down! Oh, crash, bang, wallop! Crushing everything in its path. The end of Numenor, and floof! She gets drowned. No, but I'm starting a brave! Floof! But she woke up, it's just a dream. Oh, I think it's a really stupid part. She wakes up, right, and her attendant's going, well, what are you planning on doing today, my lady? I mean, like, really? She just woke fucking up. Go look in the diary. I don't know. Leave me alone. I want my orange juice, okay? Meanwhile, over in the market, a Trump rally is happening because white men are white men, and toxic masculinity is bad. White men say, "Oh, they're coming for our jobs. These elves, they live forever. Oh, they're super strong. Oh, they're gonna take our jobs." Oh, but she's watched on by. Okay, so this is one of the characters. This idiot kid sailor apparently is gonna be King Isildur in 50 years or something like that. And this is his sister, who's just been accepted into the Draftsman's Guild because reasons. I don't know bloody why. I don't know bloody why. So then, meanwhile, this politician is walking around town, and he's going. He's walking around the market with his son, who is particularly soy, right? My son made completely of soy. I mean, like, I understand, like, what? Why? That's my overwhelming question throughout watching this entire debacle. Why? Just why? Right? And so he's being political. Meanwhile, the Trump rally's going on. Oh, they're taking our jobs. They're taking our women. Oh, and she's like, oh, this is bad. This is very bad. And so the politician comes along and says, no, don't worry, my friend. Don't worry. Numenor will stay for the humans. Yes, we will keep the weird foreigners out, much like, the people in Martha's Vineyard. That we'll keep the foreigners out, yes, because we're men and toxic men. And like, yay, toxic men, yay, toxic men. Oh, I love toxic masculinity because it's always toxic and masculine. Yay, oh, let's all drink. And yeah, he goes, drinks all round. Where's there a fucking bar? What? Drinks are all. How does that work? I'm in a town square. Drinks for everybody. Okay then. Yay! Drinks for everybody. Oh, look, it's very multicultural. Well, not really. There's one black person. No, there's two black people. Yay! Multiculturalism. Yay! Oh, free drinks. And so he's like, do you fancy a snog? Not really, no. I'm stunning and brave. Okay, then, because I'm a bit of a wimpy soy boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Meanwhile, oh God, she's so annoying. See, this is where this show is like a relentless rusty spike shoved up your ass, right? It is with Gladriel. Oh, I am Gladriel. I am insufferable cunt. Really? I'm an insufferable cunt too. Me too. We're both insufferable, but I'm in charge. I'm more insufferable. No, I'm more insufferable because, I mean, firstly, why is she shorter than these people? Are elves like super tall and ethereal? Wait, let me see if I can find this tweet by Gary. 1 second, because it's really was it Nerdrotics? It's really brought it home. Self-insert. Nerdrotics, I think. Is that there? What was it? There we go, here. So we go. It's always self-inserts. It's constantly self-inserts. I mean, come on. Really, come on. Isn't that a little bit obvious, right? I mean, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, that's a bit when she's in the water because she decided to get off the boat that took her to death, right? Battle of the Resting Bitch Faces, says Darren M. You are so right. Oh, God. Why did Numenor die out? Because nobody wanted to have sex with these awful women, right? Nobody wanted to have sex with these awful women because they're awful bloody women. I feel kind of the same way about, was it She-Hulk? Was it last week? She went dating and it was all terrible and like everybody she dated was bad, right? And so clearly it was the writers saying, oh, how hard it is to date. All the men you meet are bad. Maybe make yourself into a little less of a shitty person, right? A shitty, entitled, insufferable person, and maybe you won't just end up dating shitty, entitled, insufferable men, right? Maybe that won't happen. But no, I mean, just look at her face. I mean, like, what about this is inspiring? Like, this isn't okay. This is this is because in a pandemic form that we don't understand the difference in masculinity and femininity. And women, generally speaking, don't understand male strength and vice versa, right? That's a general rule. I'm not saying 100%, but she clearly doesn't understand what male strength is, right? And that's what she's trying to exude. Well, she just comes across as a cunt, right? And you're like, but if a man did it, it'll be okay. Not really, no. A man will do it with like body language, which is, I don't know, a little less irritatingly cunty, right? Irritatingly cunty is not something you want to shoot for. Irritatingly cunty is a bad idea. One of the script for Navala's Doctor Who would have him, it would not connect to the original series, arrive at the planet where the Daleks have regrouped and are building new cases with caterpillar tracks. Well, okay, and I'm glad that didn't happen. But while I am sad that this did happen, and I don't even like Lord of the Rings that much, right? I'm not a Lord of the Rings maven, right? It's not like the most important thing in the world to me. Here we go. Oh, I am glad. Like, really? I am the queen. I am in charge of everything, and I'm stunning and brave and strong. Well, I am Gladriel, and I will talk down to whoever I want to, whenever I want to. It doesn't matter, because I am right. And she demands to see the king. Said, look, I want to see your dad, not you, cunt, okay? I want to see the real power, because I will not be put aside by you. Oh, yes, you will. And they put her in jail. Really? And this is the jail? They should have put her in one of the black cells from Game of Thrones, right? Or one of the sky cells. See how she survived that. I mean, honestly, I've never seen a character that I want to see get destroyed more. So irritating, right? Meanwhile, speaking of irritating, we have Stunning and Brave Man. So again, Easter egg, he's going to be Isildur, the guy who cuts the ring of power off Sauron's hand. Now, honestly, I didn't understand it. I don't understand any of the lore because I don't know any of it, right? I assumed, right, that big battle at the beginning of the first Lord of the Rings, awesome, right? With Hugo Weaving, calling the, like, blowing the horn or whatever, and they all, like, get their cool elfin swords. Not many girls there, by the way, get their cool elfin swords up, and they're charging. Oh, fucking awesome, right? So they said that Sauron made the rings of power. So I assumed everybody thought Sauron was good at one point, right? But this is 1,000 years after they knew Sauron was bad and he's vanished from the world. Anyway, so he grows up and it cuts off the finger, right? But now he doesn't want to be on a boat. No, he wants to live life. So he makes a mistake. He puts that there like this, and they go, boom, it flies off, and he's got to save it. It says, oh no, I did it. It's me. You better send me away. He said, you're all fired. You and your two idiot friends here who look kind of gay, right? They all look kind of like gay children. And it's like, oh, I feel bad. I got you. I had you destroyed your life's wish. Yeah, you got everything because you had Captain Man Boobs as your father. We had to work our way up, and now you screwed us over, right? Speaking of being screwed over, we have I keep ripping off from that Gary. What's the guy's name from CNN? Don Lebanos. Don Lebanos. He's had a failed escape attempt, and they said bring him to a door, and then all like yeah, emo, all emo, yeah. So there's an orc dying. and then Adar comes, who's a elf, who is like a orcish elf. I don't know. He's in charge of the elves, the orcs. Okay, for some reason, he's a traitor elf or something. I'm sure people know about him. I couldn't give a shit. And he eases the orcs dying by stabbing him to death, lovingly. And Don Lemon looks on, not looking elfish at all. And they said, where are you from? I said, I've been there. And they're like, who are you? We never find out, right? It doesn't matter. Meanwhile, These elves have been here for 70 plus years in this tower, watching over this area to make sure the orcs weren't returning. And they totally failed. Totally, completely failed. Meanwhile, the people are running from the orcs because now everybody knows about them. Last week, she had to, a stunning and brave woman had to cut an orc's head off so anybody would believe her. This week, they're all running to the tower from all the villages. Everybody comes in, and there's not much bread left, right? And the baker's like, I'm not cutting my bloody rations. Or are they potatoes? I can't tell. Not cutting my bloody rations. We need food, right? So she's like, okay, we'll have to be stunning and brave. And her weird, very tall young kid said, oh, I'll go and get them. She says, no, it's too dangerous, right? But he goes anyway with his friend, and they're like, yeah, let's go and see if we can find any food. They go and like gather up everything. They run around, and it's daylight, so the orcs are scared of daylight, so they think they're fine. He goes, looks around, he gets some grain, but then as the shadow comes over the sun, that means the orcs must be coming. Oh no! An orc comes and attacks him. Run away! And he's got this Sauron's hilt of his sword, and it starts to glow and grow, and he's like, get back! And he's like, oh, that's what we've been looking for, right? And they go, he goes running away. Meanwhile, he goes and hides down the well, as you do. And then he hides under the water. Oh, just got to get out in the nick of time. The orc didn't get me, right? Meanwhile, back in wherever it is, the elf's capital, it does seem like the weird groomer gay elf, right? The weird groomer gay elf says, you know, I am going to drug you and rape you. You understand that, right? Said, oh, yes. And I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being roofed. He's like building well. So then he goes back to, oh, God, this is also awful. He's back to the dwarves now. They've got their own Westeros Express. Right, so he goes back to the dwarves. Says, "Hi, what about this looks like Elrond?" Right? I mean, like again, Hugo Weaving really liked him. This guy, what? This fluffy packet of soy is Elrond. Really? Piss off. So he's talking to why are we seeing her like, darling, this isn't a good look for you. Right, this is not. You do not look hot by doing this. Okay, and again, this character is just shit. It's just like, oh, we're so stunning and brave. We're the bestest ever, and we're wise. We know everything. And he's like, well, where is your husband? He's like, oh, and she gives him bullshit, right? And she lies to him. He's like, look, I know you're lying. He's like. Well, she talks her way out of it. Meanwhile, later he says, oh, it's going very well. This is great. Just don't tell him anything. And as they talk out on this open bridge, in a completely subterranean place, so it makes complete sense. They would have black elves. Complete sense. Black dwarves, I should say, and elves. Makes more sense as black elves. Meanwhile, he's not imagining sucking his groomer's cock. He's actually lip reading, and he goes, "Oh, they're up to no good. So he goes and smiles. God, look at him! Like who thinks this smug piece of shit is worth watching? So he goes and follows him. He's in the old mine, and he works out how to open the door. He just knocks on it a few times. Does the trick. Don't know how he does it, but he does the trick, and then he goes. And he's looking around going, oh, something's happening here. Something's happening. He's found a seam or something. And his little dwarf friend is like, oh, what are you doing here? Bollocks hell. Said, you shouldn't be here. So they're mining this ore, which is supposed to be really good for something. I don't know. Would it be what they make the rings of power out of? I don't give a shit, right? Oh, this was something from the previous episode where they open up a mysterious box. And they go, oh, we can't know our secret. And inside the mysterious box is this special metal, which they really, really like. And it's dangerous to mine, and his father forbade them from mining it. So we got to keep it all secret and on the DL, right? That's what's going on. And he's like, oh, this is Elphinstone or what? I can't give a shit. What is this though? Meanwhile, there's a big mine collapse. Oh, Eki thump, mine collapse. They're all in trouble. Meanwhile, over the island city of Numendor, the Isidore's sister, who's being a draftman, is drafting, a bit drafty, and she meets Soy Boy again. Said, "Hi, do you want this drink? It's totally not roofied. Totally not roofied. Okay, you're going to be totally fine." Meanwhile, Gladriel walks about in her captivity, not like it at all. "But I am stunning, and I am brave, and I am woman. Hear me cry, hear me roar." And he's like, "You're just an insufferable cunt, darling. Okay, get a grip." So they come to release her. Right, and again, got the serious face on because I'm stunning and brave, and well, I think she attacks the takes out all the numeral guards. I think. Meanwhile, they're talking about, I don't know, who gives a shit. Again, all this is boring. I don't care about any of this or any of these characters. Right. None whatsoever, right? Nothing about it is interesting. So she beats up the soldiers and she breaks into the king's tower, right? Because she's an insufferable cunt, and I want to do it. So she breaks in. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing in here, you insufferable cunt?" Said, "I am an insufferable cunt, and it is my birthright." And the king's like, said, "Oh, he's nearly dying." And she's like, "Oh, I've been in a bit of an insufferable cunt. But we need to fight Sauron. Sauron is coming." She's like, "Shut up, fucking weirdo." Self-insert. Look, you're a white woman, but I'm a black woman, so I'm more important than you, right? Because that's how it works. I'm more important than you. I'm higher up on the progressive stage. Says, "Here, this is why you must go." She takes it to a crystal ball, right? And he's like, "I know how to read one of these things." So he reads it, and she sees a big vision of Numenor being drowned again. Like, "Oh, that is why." Yeah, and it all starts with you showing up. Like, really, that's why we don't like elves. And again, shouldn't she be taller by a head? But it doesn't matter. None of this matters because none of this is about Lord of the Rings, right? None of this lore matters. It's all about saying that black people are people too. Also, who doesn't believe black people are people too, other than reporters, right? Meanwhile, she's back at the Elf Tower. I guess it's next to Mordor, or what's going to become Mordor. Stuff goes on. Can't bloody remember. He comes back and he's got some food. Oh no, his friend comes back, right? Meanwhile, her boy is still hiding in a well, and he takes the opportunity to climb. He waits till night, right? Till the place is full of orcs. So he waits till night before he climbs out, because that makes sense, right? And they're all looking for him, and they hilt the sword. Walking around, and then somebody catches him and fight or something. I don't know. Yeah. When he looks, he thinks he's safe. Oh, too late! They comes and gets him. "We're gonna get you. Gonna cut." Oh yeah, this bit makes no fucking sense. I forgot how much this doesn't make sense. So the orc's like, "Gonna cut your arm off. That'll tell you. Now you'll tell me where the hilt that sword is, right?" And all of a sudden, boom, a big knife goes through him. Like, what's going to happen? And it's Don Lemonlos. Don Lemonlos somehow has escaped after the last thing we saw him in a cavity at his failed escape attempt. So he escorts them back, and you get lots of slow motion. They're like, "Oh, yes, this is just like Lord of the Rings, slow-mo running." Oh, he turns around and he shoots his arrows at the advancing orc, because this is it was just like that bit with Sean Bean, except that nobody gives a shit about any of these people, right? It's such an intense lack of understanding of the source material, right? An intense lack of understanding of it. And slow motion, run, everybody, slow motion. And along comes her mother, and then saves them. Everybody get back, and they make it out, and it's dawn now, apparently, which holds them back, right? The sun came up, and they all like, bah, humbug, I can't get you now, blah. I'm not exaggerating, that's the dialogue, okay? That's what happens. Meanwhile, oh God, it gets more shit. Do you remember that shit character that nobody likes? Come on, darling, show us a bit of leg. Everybody loves a bit of that. Show us a bit of leg, would you, honey? No, I'm going to sing instead. Lots of female dolls sing. It makes the sand curdle, right? And start to shake and twist, right? And the female wolves, they grasp each other and they go, oh, we're so stunning and brave. And female energy, yay, we'll save the day over toxic masculinity. So, yeah, they're singing so everybody will be saved from the mine crash, the implosion. And Elrond is, yeah, I'm fucking useless. Again, what does this have to do with Lord of the Rings? They're like, oh, they've all been saved. They've all been found alive. Yes, because I sang and I have big thunder thighs. My thunder thighs saved the day. Thank you, Thunder Thighs. That's her name now. We're going to call her Thunder Thighs. Why? Because you had to flash your thunder thighs everywhere as if it was a good thing. And then they talk about shit. Who cares? Hi, do you like me being stunning and brave and showing you what to do? Yeah, because I'm a stupid man. Thank God for that. So he goes to visit his... Oh, right. So he says his father won't see him anymore because he was mining without permission. And Elrond is like, oh, I'd love to see my father again, even if it was to be scorned by him. And the father's like, oh, you're a good boy. Well done. You've done well. And I don't give a shit. Meanwhile, Don Lemonis explains, I was allowed to escape, right? The only reason I'm here is because I was allowed to escape. So I could tell you, you can live here, but you've got to like just completely obey the orcs and they're in charge, right? Otherwise, they're going to kill you all, okay? And you can actually see the CGI in it. Like back here is the background is so green screen, right? And they pan down to everything going on in the hill. We're going to need food. Meanwhile, the kid has got back and just been kind of useless laying on the floor. And the baker guy's like, you're one of us. You like Sauron like we do. Yeah, I can tell you got the dark mark like us. So we got to wait for Sauron to return, and then you're going to reward us. So it's like, oh, will I turn to the dark side? Oh, I don't know. Meanwhile, that's the elf orc, isn't it? I can't remember what he was doing there. Oh God! Now I get shit again. Shitter. So Gladriel is marched off the island. Thank fuck for that. Captain Manboobs will take Gladriel. Only I can sell the insufferable cunt with my amazing man boobs. Yes, and off she goes. Fuck off, bitch, says the Queen. It's a good move. Donald Trump, we're proud of you. Cause let's keep Numenor for the humans. Keep the elves out. Yeah. Trump rally. Yeah. Captain Manboob's like, I will take you to the vessel. And then, but as she walks home, she sees the tree start to shed its white leaves. Right. So then it gets weird. And she's like, oh, what have I done? And she looks at Captain Manboobs, and Captain Manboob's back somehow. I don't know how. Said, oh, we got to do something about this. So she calls a big meeting, and she says, yes, we're now going to help Gladriel because the tree with the white leaves. And we're going to put our army together to go and face Sauron or some shit. I don't know. And Captain Manboobs reads the proclamation. All those amongst us who will join up to sail with Gladriel. Oh, she's so stunning, so brave. Sign up and then I will go, she says. And so will the other people who they lost their job. I will go, and I'm totally going to be fucking the other sailors on the boat. Me too. Oh, maybe I should go too because I'm a stunning and brave woman. I don't give a shit. And they're like, yay, we all go, drinks all round, drinks all round. And then they're stunning and brave. We're going to be stunning and brave together. What's happened this episode? Let me think. Gladriel's been an insufferable cunt and has convinced Numenor to help them, even though they know Numenor's going to be destroyed because of her somehow. Don Lemonus failed to get out and then was let out. We got a bunch of dwarf thighs. We got thunder thighs. And who gives it? Like, who gives a shit? This is like 5 minutes worth of plot. 5 minutes worth of plot stretched out for an hour, and it awful. It fucking awful. Oh. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.